Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby, the European Rugby Championship, kicking off this weekend. Oh boy, I'm excited. Of course, we got back-to-back champions, La Rochelle taking on Leinster, one of the big games. Talking point, the Bulls taking on the Saracens. We're going to break it all down. This is the official preview for this weekend's games. So, without any further ado, let's just get into it. Starting off Friday night, we've got Connaught versus Union Bordeaux. To be honest, the French League does not get a broadcaster in South Africa. But I do think Connaught playing at home, that is a big one. I don't think Union Bordeaux is by any means or by any stretch of the imagination one of the bigger teams in the top 14, because we're talking about Toulouse and La Rochelle in that aspect. So I think Connaught has got the first one, 8 o'clock on Friday night. And then, of course, this is actually a fun one. We've got Glasgow and Northampton Saints as well Friday evening. I'm going with Glasgow to take this one. I know the Prem is usually very good when it comes to these competitions. The Prem clubs are very strong. But I've got to back Glasgow. They've been absolutely sensational. I think it was previous season in the URC, like midway through, they just all of a sudden clicked into gear and looked unstoppable. I mean, they beat Munster as well last season. They've been very good this season. They beat the Stormers as well. I think they're in the top 4 if I'm not mistaken. Northampton Saints, not a bad team. As I said, I don't know too much about the Prem necessarily, because that doesn't, like, we probably see one of the games a week. And that's usually either Sale or Saracens or Bristol Bears. But I'm backing Glasgow to get this one. So 2 URC victors in the Friday evening games. Moving on to the Saturday games, and this is where the big ones come in. You got Toulon versus Exeter. I think Exeter takes Toulon to the cleaners. I know Toulon's playing at home, but Exeter has been exceptional. I mean, I didn't think Exeter were that good until I saw them play against the Stormers in the previous season's European Rugby Championship. And I was like, these guys just smoked us. Like, literally, they just bent us over and went ham. They put 40 past us. 40 points past the Stormers, who played in the final of the URC. Gotta be a joke. And Exeter has just looked very good this season. So I'm going with the Exeter victory there. Bath versus Ulster. And Ulster has been quite disappointing, to be honest, this far. Nothing really to write home about. Of course, Bath, very good. I think they're top of the table alongside Saracens. Sale Sharks at the moment. I'm backing Bath to get it. Of course, they're playing home as well. That's a massive advantage. So I'm backing Bath to beat Ulster as well. And then Toulouse versus Cardiff. And I think this is a runaway victory. This could be the biggest victory of the lot this weekend. I don't see Cardiff putting up any threat. They haven't been that good. Of course, they beat the Stormers, which actually just gets me emotional. But this is pretty easy for Toulouse to get this one over the line. Munster versus Aveyron Bonnets. What on earth is that? It's a top 14 team, but I mean, Munster, easy victory. Munster has been very good. They had a very competitive game against Leinster as well. Now, of course, Leinster didn't play their full strength team, but Munster would think they are very competitive. I went on to a TikTok live once. I think it was last week, and then a Leinster fan actually told me they wouldn't be surprised if Munster straight up shoots for the double. Because Munster has been very impressive last season. They've been very impressive this season. And I think they just want to take that form and continue this. I don't think Aveyron will bring them any hiccups, really. Of course, Munster playing at home as well. But then moving on to the game of the weekend. The Bulls versus Saracens. As we know, when it comes to knockout competition, Saracens are up there. It's rugby heritage that they win stuff. But the Bulls are on insane form at the moment. They literally just took a star-studded Sharks team in the URC and took them straight to the cleaners. And I hate the Bulls. Everyone knows I hate the Bulls because there's a rivalry between Cape Town and Johannesburg. but you have to put respect on the Bulls. They've been absolutely brilliant, and I'm going for a Bulls victory because going to Loftus is no easy task. I don't think Saracens can match with that fiery crowd. Of course, we'll have to see how it goes with Owen Farrell saying, listen, he's just going to play for Saracens for the rest of the season. No international rugby for him. Maybe that fires him and the team up a bit. But the crowd at Loftus is insane. And the Bulls on their current form, Willie flowing, Kurtley Arendse, Caden Moody, Johan Goosen having a good season as well. And of course the props, Gerard Steenenkamp and then Akker van der Merwe in the hooker position. The Bulls are looking very, very strong at the moment. Moving on, you've got Bristol Bears versus Lyon. I think Bristol Bears takes this one easy. I can't say too much about it because I don't watch the Prem and I don't watch the top 14. I just watch the log and both teams are average. Moving on, you've got Sales Sharks versus Stade Francais. Sales Sharks takes this one. I think they bounced back heavily after this weekend's performance. I think they got battered about 33 or 31-3. That's embarrassing. And usually after a team gets done like that, they jump back and perform out of their skins. So I'm backing Sales Sharks to get a big victory over Stade Francais. And then Leicester Tigers versus the DHL Stormers. Massive game. You've got Jasper Wiese versus Evan Roos, who's fighting for that number 8 position for the box. You've got Mani Leurborg versus Andre Pollard, fighting for that number 10 position for the box. This is a big game. Now, I'm not too sure if the Stormers will send their best players up to Leicester Tigers because our boys just came back. The next game is home again, and then we're playing at home again. So I'm not too sure if we just thinking we're just going to throw this game away. But I still don't think we get battered. I don't want to predict a Stormers loss at all. Like, it just feels wrong to do it. But I am gonna back Leicester Tigers to get it done. They've just been very good, and they'll be up for it. You're playing at home, playing your best team, playing against the Stormers. Everyone likes beating South African teams. Anyway, now we got a repeat of last season's final. We've got La Rochelle versus Leinster. I think Leinster takes this one. I know La Rochelle is back-to-back winners, and I think they'll perform when it matters most. I don't think this is the biggest game necessarily. These two teams would think they are able to drop points against each other and still go through. So I'm backing Leinster to take this one. I think they'll have their full strength team. They'll come for vengeance. For the final that they lost. Of course, that was one of the worst finals to lose. They were in the lead like 14-0 after 5 minutes, which was absolutely crazy. And then La Rochelle somehow snuck back into the game and won it at the end. But I'm going with Leinster to take this one. Racing 92 versus Harlequins. Of course, Harlequins battered Sales Sharks. I'm going with Harlequins to win this game against Racing 92. Of course, everyone has the hype around Henry Arundel playing for Racing, but Harlequins, Marcus Smith, I think he runs the show with Andre Esterhuizen on the inside centre. That is my official predictions for this first round of the European Rugby Championship. Let me know what you think about it. Just not even a disclaimer, as you could hear, I don't know all the teams. Well, I know them, but I don't watch all of the teams. So let me know who you agree, who you disagree with. Put in some points margins if you want to. And see you next time. Thank you.